So this topic is more on the power of your mind than anything. And without the power of your mind, you probably won't get very far in life. So the power of your mind isn't really like a small topic. So I don't know why I introduced it like that. And this plays into the story, have been having a very rough time lately. I'm in Georgia right now with my mom. I brought her down here for hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which is one of the most incredible things in the world. If you've never heard of it, do your own research. It's amazing. It's amazing. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is like you put people into a, for lack of better words, a tube, which is very large. Me and my mom could fit in it. And you pump in perfectly pure oxygen into this thing. And like surgical room, like perfect oxygen. And we came down and did 2 treatments a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They opened just for us on Friday, which I'm not surprised because they're incredible people. And then had 1 treatment on Saturday, and we were allowed to stay as long as we wanted because they closed the clinic at 2, but the guy that works on Saturdays, after the clinic closes, he gets in the chamber himself. So he was like, yeah, you guys can stay as long as you want. Just text me whenever you're ready to get out. So he'd be in a chamber and we'd be in a chamber. And anyway, we were for 3 weeks, and on our last day, Mom fell. So that sucked. And, led down a cascade of other very not fun things. So my life has been a little bit chaotic and stressful since, I don't know, probably for longer than this trip. I'm really tired. I haven't slept in a while. But the point is, I, 3-4 days ago, was staying at somebody's house, and her husband was a little bit anxious with us being there. So I'm a nomad. I travel like a lot. And the moment I know someone is like, you've overstayed your welcome. And typically I feel like that's because I haven't slept with somebody. This is a totally different case. Totally different case. But she was like, it was a stressful situation for all of us. I get stressed out around me and Mom. So I wasn't surprised. And I was just kind of like, wow, I'm upset with myself that I didn't see it earlier. And I don't think it even happened earlier. I think it happened that night. And I realized it that night. And I realized the next day, I was like, we got to go. And the next morning, she said something to me about it. She's like, I'm so sorry. She was like, did you hear him last night? And I was like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I'm assuming he doesn't want us to be in your basement anymore. It's a beautiful basement. Beautiful, beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood. Anyway, I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I had a ton of stuff. So in my car, it's a tiny car. Getting everything together is like playing Tetris because it's a tiny car. So it's like, okay, I gotta get all this stuff, I gotta make it all fit. So I'm piecing all this stuff together in the car, and, I'm stressed out and whatever. And I don't remember why. Maybe it's just because I was like, I need to lay down for a minute. I laid down I have this big, like, I don't know how to explain it. Some people think it looks like a little monster or a big monster. It has 5 heads on it, and then 1 in the middle, or I guess 4, and then 1 in the middle for red light therapy. And those red light therapy bulbs get hot as fire. They're hot. Red light penetrates deeper than any other light spectrum, I believe. I'm like 100% positive. And I had it on for probably 20 minutes or something while I'm just like laying there basking in it. And finally I was like, okay, you got to get up, like, finish packing and let's go. So I go to sit up and I go to turn this thing off, and I put my hand right on the bulb. Right on the bulb. Like, and I was like, I pulled it off immediately, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I've been packing like crazy for the last like 4 hours, and now I'm gonna be down to one hand, because that, under most circumstances, would give anyone a very, very, very bad burn. I mean, I looked at my hand and I instantly, like, in my mind's eye, I saw it blistering and me not being able to like open and close it and being able to move and whatever. And I was like, I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. Like, I don't have fucking time to sleep right now. So I certainly don't have time to not be able to pack. So, and by the way, it's not like it's not like they were like, hey, you need to leave right now. That wasn't even the case. But the moment I feel I'm causing anyone discomfort, I am out. I'm not trying to, and I can completely understand, like, why. I mean, it's a stressful situation. It's a very stressful situation. So anyway, I look at my hand, at this piece on my hand that'd be about that big, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna burn. Like, my hand is fine. My hand is fine. And the story I want to tell you guys is, I don't know how many years ago, but 4 or 5 maybe. I was dating somebody for a minute, and he asked me, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, I want to go to a Tony Robbins seminar. It's like a $3,000 birthday gift, and he asked, what do you want? And that's what crossed my mind. I didn't expect him to actually get it for me. But that's what first thing crossed my mind. I want to go to a Tony Robbins seminar. And he was like, okay. I don't know how long later, not very long, we stopped talking to each other, and he called me like the weekend before my birthday, and I knew exactly why he was calling. And he was like, hey, what are you doing for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know, but I have a feeling I know why you're calling. And he was like, yeah. He was like, so, I got tickets. Do you want to go? And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea, because I don't want to go to this 3-day event and you be upset if nothing happens, because I didn't say this out loud, but because nothing's gonna happen, between him and I. And I'm pretty sure he could probably tell. And he got offended, and he was like, but do you think that, like, I don't even remember what he said. You think I care or something? I don't remember, but something along the lines of like, I'll take you to the event. And I was like, okay, if you're sure. So go to, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Go to Fort Lauderdale, and I get there and I go to, park my car, and he meets me like at the door of my car, and the first thing he does is he tries to hold my hand after he gives me a hug. He tries to hold my hand, and I was like, that's not good. Like, this is a weekend. He assured me that he said he wasn't even interested anymore. So I was like, fuck. Okay, so immediately I knew, this is a problem. So I go into this event with him, and he was trying to get way too close, and I, like, the whole first day, Tony Robbins preps you for the fire walk. Okay, the fire walk is at the end of the first day of Unleash the Power Within, UPW, and it's where you walk across hot coals. You walk across, like, burning hot coals, like on fire hot coals. Like, they have a bonfire, like a big ass bonfire, and it's very large and it's very real, and there's thousands of people that walk across this thing. So Tony is consciously and subconsciously prepping you for the entire firewalk all day. But me, all day, I'm thinking, fuck, what do I do about my situation tonight? I'm anticipating this isn't going to be good. I don't want to go through the whole weekend like this, whatever. So I am so freaking tired, but I really wanted to make this video. I've been trying to make it for, I don't know, a while, ever since it's happened, which I'm not sure how long ago that was, maybe 4 or 5 days. I don't really know. So the end of the day rolls around, and he's like, he's been at this thing multiple times, and he's like, hey, he's like, so, you ready to go do the firewalk? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I cut that possibility out in my head way earlier in the day, because I already knew I was not going to be in the right mental space for it. And he's like, what? You have to go. This is a huge part of the whole event, is to walk across fire, to basically know the power of your mind. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not in the right mental space. No, not doing it. And he was like, no, you have to. You're going to regret this for the rest of your life. That right there, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. If it's actually something I think I might actually regret for the rest of my life, like something like walking across fire at a Tony Robbins event, or going skydiving when I gave my little sister my ID and used a fake ID myself so that I could go. She was like, if you don't go, you're gonna regret this for the rest of your life. Neither her or I had ever been in a plane before, so it was both of our first experience in a plane. Then we both jumped. I knew I would regret it if I didn't do it. I knew. So I get out there. I see thousands of people walk across these hot coals, on fire, burning coals. And I'm still like, I haven't been prepping for this all day. Nothing. I have not been doing the work that I was supposed to be doing all day. And this guy's like, okay, you ready? I'm like one of the last, if not the last person out of thousands to go through this thing. I really wish I had pictures of this. And so I'm like, fuck it. I feel like that's how most of the best things in my life happen, is when I say fuck it. So I get up to the hot coals, and they're like, hold on, and somebody goes up to the bonfire and scoops up nice, gigantic, not just a regular little shovel. I'm talking like a snow shovel, a big shovel worth of hot burning coals, and lays them out in front of me, right there. And I was like, oh, fuck, and I was like, you're here, just do it, just do it. And I just seen thousands of people do this already, so I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal, right? Tony Robbins says, in your mind, the whole time you're walking across it, you say over and over in your mind, cool moss, cool moss, COOL moss, cold moss, or whatever. And he said, why cool moss? Because it's better than hot moss. It's okay, whatever. So I do that. I start to say cool moss the whole time I'm walking over this thing. It's not super long, but it's not also super short. So I make it to the other end. I can't stand the stupid details that I wish that I didn't need to deal with. I really am going to hire an assistant here eventually, because I really need one for real. I can't make my life function correctly without one, I don't think. Because I'm fucking struggling right now. Not right now. Well, also right now. But, okay, so I make it to the other end of this thing, and I realize I have, like, there's a little spot on my foot, like, maybe, like, that big, that burns. Like, I burned myself. Like, I could tell I burned myself. You know, I go to look at it, and I don't see the burn yet, but I know it's coming. And he's like, yeah, you did it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I burned my foot. This is, like, me a long time ago. Like, I burned my foot. And I'm, like, mad at him because he tried to, you know, he convinced me basically to go across this thing. And, you know, and he's like, okay. He's like, it's okay. It looks okay. He was like, let's go to you know, they had a little room set up, for people that actually did get burned. So out of thousands of people, there was maybe a dozen people in that room out of thousands. And so I'm back in this room with a bunch of other people, or like 12 people and we all have our feet in, you know, cold water or whatever kind of water. I don't know. We got our feet in water. And in my head, I'm just thinking, like, I can't believe I listened to this guy. Like, I can't believe I went through with that. Like, what if I can't work now for a little while? You know, just go on and on about just stupid shit. And I'm so thankful for this experience. All of a sudden, a girl gets, oh shit. Sometimes I don't know why my car does that. Okay, so a girl gets carried in, and her feet, both of them, were so blistered out that it looked like, just from looking at it, like, for a second, it looked like she would never be able to walk again. And, you know, this is my preconceived, like, holy shit, look at her feet, kind of, like, snap impression, like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to her feet, kind of, like, you know, whatever. And then I realized I just walked across fire. I just walked across fire. And I'm okay. Like, I got a tiny little spot on my foot that didn't even blister and peel. Like, and I'm like, you know, this part doesn't even matter, but the bitching about, you know, I burned my foot. I'm so thankful for that experience, because if I hadn't seen her, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have realized, oh my god, you just walked across fucking fire. So, fast forward to being here in Georgia, all of a sudden I burned my hand on a, like, red hot fire. Like, I mean, those lights get hot as hell. I burned my hand on one of these, well, I put my hand on one of these lights, straight up put my hand on it, and I start thinking about my Tony Robbins event. And I look at my hand, after I realize, I'm like, I don't have time to not have an extra hand. Like, I'm already working with two hands, and I don't have time, and it's taken me long enough, and, like, I don't have time to not have another hand. So I look at my hand, look at my palm, right there, you see it? I know you see it. Right there, right there. And I just start saying, cool moss, cool moss, cool moss. And I looked at my hand seriously for probably like 20 minutes, like lightly blowing on it, like 20 minutes. I mean, it felt like a while, and I'm just saying, cool moss, cool moss, cool moss. And I'm thinking about the fact that I can walk over fire, and you can too. And I was like, my hand's gonna be fine. It's gonna heal up fine. It's gonna be fine. My hand is going, like, and every single time, so I started, you know, after about 20 minutes, you know, I start moving around again. Every single time I move and I feel it, immediately, cool moss. I just think, cool moss. And my hand is fine. It didn't blister, it didn't peel, it didn't anything. My hand is fine. Your mind, your conscious intention about your life and about your surroundings creates your reality. It creates your reality. And, you know, I feel like I've been in some very difficult positions lately, and I have to ask myself, like, how did I get myself here? Even though it's not even involving me. Like, if it was, you know, just me, I'd be, a lot of you probably know this, I'd be living in a jungle right now with a bunch of dogs and be planting my own food and laying in the sun. That's all I would be doing all day for the rest of my life, that and listening to music. But I have other people I care about, and I feel obligated to stay in society because of it. So until I can make enough money that I can just buy a big piece of property and then have all those people move onto my property, and then they could just never worry about anything ever again. I'll just buy them or build them or they can build their own house if they want, you know, whatever. You can build gorgeous houses out of mud, and they're very sound houses if you do it right, and they're beautiful, like beautiful. And then you don't have all the toxic bullshit that's in most people's houses. Anyway, your mind is extremely powerful. It's way more powerful than you can probably fathom right now. And I just wanted to throw that out there, that you create your life, you create your reality. And when you don't intentionally create your own reality, you leave it up to somebody else to create it for you. And fuck that, right? Fuck that. So see what you want. See what you want. Make it clear. Get an idea. Get an idea of what you want. And as you get your idea, you can change it. It doesn't have to be written in stone right now. Just pick something. I want to be happy. Pick that, you know, pick that. I want to be happy on a regular basis, or filled with joy on a regular basis, because happy is kind of like an emotion. You can't be, you know, you can't be any type of emotion all the time, but like on a fundamental level, you know, you can have a joy-filled soul, right? I feel like I have a joy-filled soul for the most part. Very positive one. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm tired and I have a bunch of stuff I need to do before I leave, but I really need to make this video because it's important. Your mind, you have no idea how important it is. I don't think you do. Maybe you do. I hope you do. And the more you realize it, the more you put out stuff, the more you create from nothing. The more you create out of nothing, the more you realize how powerful you are. And I just want you to know that I'm here to support you every step of the way. As long as you're not hurting people or hurting animals or whatever, like, you know, live and let live. No matter what your goals and dreams are, I will be the first person to encourage you. I know for sure I will be. You can tell me, you can give me the craziest, most off the wall things that, you know, ever. And I guarantee I'm going to be like, I can see that, you know, because there's been enough that's been done already to, personally for me at least, to prove that, like, anybody that says that's not possible, I'm like, okay. Like, all right, you can believe that if you want, but, you know, but clearly you're wrong, and I wouldn't say that, so, but anything is possible. Anything. You just gotta stick with it long enough. gotta stick with it. Stick with it long enough too. So yeah. And I think following your bliss is really, really important. If you're not happy going after your dream, then pick another dream. Because, you know, like, pick something that's gonna make you happy. Because I guarantee it's gonna be hard to get there. So if it's gonna be hard to get there, you might as well make it something that you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get there. I want this. Like, this needs to happen. And if it's not something that to you on an everyday basis is like, yes, this has to happen. Eventually you're probably gonna be like, you know what, fuck this. So, okay, I'm gonna go. I hope this was valuable. I hope you enjoyed it or learned something. I love you very dearly. I'll talk to you later.